Welcome. Another episode, another day. Hits and hoops. We're here to talk NFL. We're here to talk NBA. If you don't know by now, my name is Dixon Luna. I'm accompanied by Tyler McConnell.
You,
Tyler, how are you, sir? How we doing tonight?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm chilling, bro. Everything good. How am I looking? How am I sounding?
You sound great. You're good, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Well, we're here. Can we tell the folks what week we on?
Yeah, we're on week 6.
Week 6. Almost, getting to that halfway point.
Yeah, like the quarter mark. Or no, the third
Exactly.
mark.
Right. This is like 1/3 of the season right here. This is when you're starting to see, who's actually them and who's not. But let's get into it. You know, um, they always say confront your
Oh, hey, I'm
fears.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Wait,
Week
wait, 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 wait.
week
What?
7. We're on week
Wait,
7.
hold
My
on,
fault.
hold
My
on.
fault. My fault. I knew week 6 didn't sound right.
That's how I was like, oh, week 6? Yeah, my bad. I honestly didn't know either, so that's why I was like, I'm
Fuck
gonna
it.
just depend on him.
Yeah, fuck it. Go ahead. Week 7. We're on week 7,
Sure.
Dixon. Yeah, we're 5-2. We're week 7. We
We
have
didn't have a bye yet.
we haven't had a bye.
Week 7, lucky number. But yeah, man, critical time in the season coming up. You know what I'm saying? Um, but like I was saying, they say if you have fears, you should just confront them. You know,
All right. Well, are you scared of something?
that fear may come in the name of Jalen Hurts, Jason Kelsey, AJ Brown, and we just gotta attack this Dolphins game first, head on.
Oh yeah. All right. I see what you're doing. Okay.
Sunday
Yeah.
night football, prime time. The first actual real test of the year. I mean, for me, I would say the Chargers game was a quiz that we passed, but it was a quiz. It wasn't just a regular class worksheet. That was a quiz. We passed that. Pop quiz too. Like didn't have time to study or
True.
anything.
Yep.
Um, so I would say this is the first legitimate chapter test of the season. Unfortunately, we failed. Didn't get the job done. Um,
Wait, you didn't think the Buffalo game was a test?
yeah, we failed that.
Oh, okay. So this is just another test. Okay, I got
Yeah,
you.
my bad. That actually was the first
That
test.
was
This
the
would be the second one.
first test. All right.
Facts. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Josh Allen owns the Dolphins. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he had a parking space at the stadium. But yeah, that was a test. Because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, Buffalo losing those players on defense, they're definitely a different team when we're gonna play them again later on.
No, that's definitely a test for sure. I just erased it from my memory, so my bad.
No,
Good
I
thing.
hear you.
Thank you
Yeah.
for
Next week,
reminding
when
me.
you're gonna ask me how was the Eagles game, and I'm gonna be like, "What are you talking about? We didn't.
We never played them.
I don't think we played them yet." Okay.
But yeah, a lot of talks around the league, you know what I'm saying? Are the Dolphins fraudulent? Are they pretenders? Have they just been beating up on bad opponents? I want to get your thoughts on that.
I wouldn't say fraudulent, but I would say gotten punched in the mouth a couple times to top tier teams in the league. Um, I would say injuries has a big deal with it. Have being down 3 starters on the O line. I mean, we haven't seen Ramsey yet, but X being out, I mean, that's our best corner, by far right now. Kohu's good, but he's small and he's more of a slot receiver. He does better in the inside, and he just gets cooked by those outside guys. Like
Yeah, nah, X is the number one, has been
he
for a
he
while
made a
now.
he made great plays, but Kohu only could do so much from a physical aspect. Like him going against AJ Brown and Stephon Diggs, like he got torched. Some of the other guy, he's a little bit better than an average corner, But some of those big name guys, they torch his ass.
I mean, you could tell he's trying and all, but it's just
Yeah,
like
yeah, and
a
he's still super
physicality
young.
thing.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. So I think a lot has to do with that and injuries, and it's like I don't want to say that. I really think that's
Yeah,
what
you
it
can't use
is.
that. You can't use that.
It's not a real excuse, but I wouldn't say we're fraudulent though. I just think we're at a point right now where we need to get healthy and you know we're gonna our schedule is the hardest in the league, so we're gonna have a lot more of these big tests, and I think we're gonna win some, but I think we're gonna lose some too. I don't think we're a perfect team right now. It just kind of is what it is. We're not as complete as some of the other teams, like Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Um, you
But
know,
this game, I mean, even though we still didn't pass the test, we got a better grade this game than versus Buffalo.
yeah, yeah, and this is another thing I hate to bring up, but having 10 penalties and them have none. When we saw four blatant ones
Them
in
have
the
none
red
is
zone,
crazy.
I could not believe it. I could not believe that. So I hate to bring that up, but we got there. They played the better game. They won the game. You can't take that away from them.
Yeah.
And we lost the game. We did stuff that we dropped balls. We miscommunication on a couple of snaps. It's those
Turnovers.
little plays you can't have them. Did Philly have those plays? The
They did,
other
but they were able to overcome it.
thing, yes, and I mean we created those turnovers, and that's one thing. We do have to take a couple positive things out of this game. The Dolphins front four played really, 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 really good against that
Hey, if
line.
Phillips could get back to like top shape, he's a
Yep.
certified pro bowler in this league
And him having the first sack on Lane Johnson in like 3 or 4 years.
in years.
That's amazing.
Blew
And
by
I
him a
mean,
couple times.
yeah, but Philly played. I mean, I hate to say it, but the what is it?
The
What do they
tush
call it?
push,
Tush push.
the brotherly push, the brotherly shove.
Yeah, I can't think of it like that. It's the tush push. Like y'all can't just change the name. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I mean that really won them the game because we stopped them several times and they
yeah.
just kept getting it. And I mean, I'm not opposed to that either. Like them getting rid of that tush push, I'm not opposed to that. Like, it's a way that they figured out that they can do stuff, and
Listen.
it's what it is.
I seen Tom Brady do quarterback sneaks at a very high percentage his whole career, and not once did they ever talk about removing it.
Yeah, I remember
So
that.
like, I don't want to hear about this, but they probably will end up just because it's causing such an uproar and everything. But I don't think they should. I don't think it's fair. At least let it rock out for the rest of this season.
Yeah, I think it's kind of ridiculous if they do ban it because it's a rugby play that they're
But
just
football
using
and rugby is
mass.
very similar. Like people always be
It's
like,
just
"Oh,
what
that's
it
rugby."
is.
I'm like, "Yeah, but y'all don't understand. They're very similar. Like people always want to treat them like they're completely different sports. They are, but they have a lot of similar, factors and like physicality and whatnot. But back on the Dolphins, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to say that they are fraudulent. I'm gonna have to say that they are cap, and that's just because the other week I was coming in here, and so were you talking about best offense of all time. And the best offenses of all time that I've seen, which was, Brady and Moss, Manning and Thomas, show on turf, they were great in the regular season. That offense like translated to like tough opponents. That was like a consistent thing going all season long. So if I'm holding them to that standard, greatest offense of all time, then I'm gonna need you to score more than 10 points on Sunday Prime. Because
Yeah, but
I'm
remember,
talking about the offense only scored 10. We had a pick six, made it 17. The injuries thing, anyone could use that as an excuse. I still think we could have won both of those games, but it's just yeah, this is like, a very evident speed bump in the road, but we gotta overcome it. Because these defenses are finding out a way to play us a certain way that's limiting a lot of what we do.
yeah, but when we did bring that up a couple weeks ago, we kept saying through 5 weeks. Like we kept making
As of
sure
that
to,
moment, yeah.
yeah, because
But
I
I
mean, we know
honestly
this. It's
think
an up
we're
and down.
capable. I think we're capable of being not the greatest, but an all-time great. So I want to keep up that standard and that expectation because we can't really rely on our defense. That's not the strength of the team. Like we got to be at least scoring 30 a game to just stay dominant. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we can win other games like how we beat the Patriots, but ideally for me, I'd rather us, be scoring at least 30 a game and making it a shootout.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, we're playing a lot of these teams not at full strength too. I mean, put it like that. Like Philly played good, but
Yeah.
we shot ourselves in the foot a lot.
Nah, for sure. And Philly didn't play their best game. They haven't played
No,
like up to standard all year, but they're still getting it done. But I don't think
yo,
they're as good as they were a season ago.
they're not playing as good. But you know what I admire about Hurts? His pre-snap stance.
You
Why
know why he
doesn't
does that?
anybody? Why doesn't anybody else do that?
You know why he does that?
No,
Because Jason Kelsey has a really untraditional way of hiking the ball. So that helps him
really,
like getting ready for the way that he hikes it. Yeah.
really.
Yeah. That's why he does that.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, I like it. I'm thinking like, why don't other quarterbacks do it like this? Like, so I remember like Rodgers, a lot of those guys are just kind of like
Staying
they're just
straight.
chilling, like ready, like in the backyard type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this
I mean, he's
man,
like ready to go type shit.
he's about to receive a baby. That's what it looks like. Like I don't
Like he
know.
ready for anything to come his way.
Yeah,
Yeah. One thing I admire about him is like his composure. Like
yeah.
he just scored a touchdown or threw a pick. You couldn't tell the difference by the look on his face.
Did you sense any beef between the hug after the game?
I'm gonna tell y'all folks what it is. If y'all not experts of reading body language and just understanding these moments, this is what it was. So Tua is like big bro. Obviously, Tua is like what I'm saying. Like, wait, hold on. Jalen
No,
Hurts would be the big bro,
no, they came out of the same draft.
but Hurts was starting there before Tua.
Yeah, I don't know their timeline. I don't know Alabama football like that. Sorry.
I felt a little spice in the interaction, but it was still like respect and love. But it was obviously like more from her side. I felt like competitive, like because I feel like there's always going to exist some type of resentment. I mean, Tua literally got subbed in during the championship game and won and got all the glory. Jalen Hurts carried Alabama that whole season, wasn't performing up to par against Georgia in the championship when they did play. Tua came in and was a savior and then ended up, being one of the greatest college quarterbacks of all time. So I feel like that's always going to be motivation, drive for Hurts. Like, all right, Saban, you replace me with this guy. I'm gonna show you. Like, I'm gonna show everyone I'm better.
I didn't see any spice or anything in the hug. I thought it was all love. But one thing I did think was interesting how the announcers kept saying they both have a lot of mutual respect. They both respect each other a lot. I
Yeah,
can respect someone and not fuck with them at the same time.
yeah. I mean, they're using that word specifically, so I guess take what you want from that.
That's what I think. I mean, I thought it was cool, but you could tell when Jalen saw a lot of the other players, he was smiling. He was cheesing a lot harder than when he saw Tua.
Exactly. Like when he's seen Waddle in them, like he was like
Yeah,
lit
yeah,
type shit. So
exactly.
yeah, that is just something interesting. That Alabama tree runs so deep in the NFL. Um, but just to stay on this game a little bit longer, do you think the Eagles are like real deal contenders? Because I'm gonna tell you first, like, um, I don't think so
Whoa, what? Why?
because they haven't played like up to what they haven't played that like
They're just
clean,
not stomping
excellent.
teams. That's it. They're not burying teams like they did last year, but they're winning games.
Yeah,
They're
but
still
they're
6 and
winning
1,
like
bro.
I know, but they're winning in like a very rough and sloppy way, honestly. I mean, they're dominating the line of scrimmage, so they can hang their hat on that for sure all year long, but I don't think they're the best team in the league.
I mean, no one said that, but they're a contender. I mean, that's for sure, man. I think last night was blatant. I mean, they calmed down the best offense in the league. They
True.
they they overcame adversity, two turnovers that we scored a little bit on. Um and they pulled it off. I mean,
It's just for me, it's like I can't look at those, 7 interceptions, second in the league by Jalen Hurts, 2 lost fumbles, and just think nothing of it and just look at the record. Like, no, I have to pay attention to all of this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not happy about the fact he's been so turnover friendly all year when he's already had more turnovers this year than he had all of last year.
oh damn. I mean, yeah, that's a concern, but if he tightens that up, I mean, how
If
much
he
better will
tightens
they be?
that up, yeah, they're there. But it's like they're still winning, but I'm not as satisfied with them as I was last year, as in terms of like as confident. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. I think they're exactly who I thought they were. I think they've been second or third best team in the league
Right.
all year. I
Facts.
mean, I mean, they're that good. Yeah. There's a reason why I didn't want to bet on the game because I didn't want to bet against Miami.
I didn't feel good about that game. I mean, I felt like we could win, but I was like, that shit's gonna be a tough game.
We got to play very well.
Tough game no matter what. And yeah, man, they're just a very physical, very they're gonna drag you out. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna keep going until you get tired, pretty much. Um,
Jalen Hurts is incredible. He's gonna last so long in this league because he runs when it's necessary.
yeah,
He's a statue of a man. He's huge. He's got a
yeah.
huge arm. His play style is very unique, and he plays smart.
He's
And he
been
can
playing very
play.
smart this year. If you seen that one scramble, he took it to the outside. He was 1-on-1. He could have made a move on the guy, but he went down.
Yep.
I really enjoy seeing that. Because that shows you, like you said, smart. So
And he can move. You feel me? When he's got to put it on, he can move.
yeah, and
And
I think he was, he was playing injured and whatnot, but I think he'll be okay moving forward. Like I said, everyone's injured at this point. It's a long season.
yeah.
Um, that's just
Plus,
what it is.
he knew the moment. He knows the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just what it is. But let's stay local in the area. Miami Dolphins. Let's take it a little bit north. Let's go to Broward. Let's go to Kodak Land. Let's go to Gleefa Land. Lamar Jackson, Broward's very own. I mean, what a game. What a performance. What was your takeaway from that?
Dominance. You know what it reminded me of? The first year of the Dolphins, Brian Flores, when he
Oh
was a
man,
coach.
don't fucking remind me about that
That
game.
is exactly what it reminded me of.
When him and
Bro,
Hollywood Brown was going crazy.
Lamar was just taking 3 steps back and just launching it. No, they played fantastic. Before even Lions knew it, it was 28-0. First 4 drives, they scored a touchdown. And the Lions, that that front seven that the Ravens had on Goff looked so disheveled. Like he hadn't looked like
Yeah.
that all year. Because Goff has been
No, he
playing
hasn't looked like that in a
very
while.
good. He just they started picking it up in the second half, but I think what happened is they got smacked in the mouth so quickly with so many points.
Before they even knew it.
Yeah, it was just like
Too
it was
late.
just they were done spiritually.
Oh,
It really
by
was.
halftime.
But no,
Halftime it was over.
Lamar and the Ravens, they played incredible. Zay Flowers had a great day. Odell had a good game. He was catching balls out there.
Yes,
Gus
sir.
Edwards had a good day. Lamar's. Remember we talked about Lamar's that big brother playing
I thought
his
about you.
friends.
Look, you know what? I thought about you watching that because, like I said, this is the most dangerous Lamar because he's picking and choosing when to use his superpowers.
Yeah.
So, man, remarkable performance. And I want to remind people, like, yo,
Oh wait,
he
another thing.
doesn't.
Hey, another thing.
Oh,
The Lions, they were causing havoc up front, but he's that good that he's gonna work his way out of it,
yeah, it's hard. It's gonna be very hard to
and
get
then
him.
he's gone. You know what I mean? Because that's what it just he kept having to make plays off of that, and then they scored, and that's what it was.
Yeah, well, I wanted to tell people like he doesn't have the best weapons. Like, let's not get it confused. Like, he has better weapons this year than he's had in the past, but compared to the rest of the field, compared to the best weapons in the league, it's still middle of the pack. So the fact that he's able to elevate his guys like he always has, um, it's just a testament to who he is. And like, I was gonna ask you, you think he's back to his MVP form, but I don't even think that's a correct question. I think this is an evolution of that MVP form. He's not the old Lamar. This is a new Lamar, but great players, especially quarterbacks, they get better with time. So I feel like a lot of the media, a lot of us expected Lamar to be on a downfall of his career when in reality he's still on the upswing. So yeah, man. Shout out, bro. Hey, shout out, Broward. You know what I'm saying? I'm always gonna rep that.
Yo, one thing I wanted to add to that is that this is a new offense for Lamar, right? New
Yeah.
OC. First time he's had a different OC than what he came up on. He's it's not it's you for someone to think that he's gonna be locked in 100% week 2, week 3, week 4 of something new that he has to implement. What for 15 to 30 minutes throughout a game. He's getting it. He's understanding his weapons are playing good, but also I think it's the defense a lot. A lot of
Well,
this
that
has to go
defense
off
has
his
been
D
very solid. They've been very
because
solid all year.
for them, especially in this past game, for them to go four first 4 drives, touchdowns. Look on the other side, that's 4 drives where they didn't score, where they had to get the ball, where
Yeah,
Baltimore got the ball back. So the defense is playing really well right now too, and that's why they're sitting at where they're at. But
for
for
sure.
Lamar to keep banging out like games like this, it's great.
Keep
I love
going.
rooting for Lamar. I mean, he's one of my favorite players in the league for a reason.
He got the bag now, so now it's just time to perform. Let's go. Next game on the docket, I got the Steelers versus the Rams. Um,
Mm, 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 mm.
dude, first of all, let's talk about the losers first, the Rams. Let's talk about the young boy. I
Poku?
mean, how do you even pronounce his name?
I don't know. Nakia. Po- Poku Nakia?
Puka Nacua, but it's
There it
like
is.
Poku pronounced.
No, I think you might be right.
Puka Nacua. I don't know how you pronounce it, but man,
That sounded
this
fine.
rookie's been historically great. 8 catches, 154. One of my new
Yo,
favorite players to watch. Like, psh, what you got to say about the young guy, man?
I think what he's doing is it's incredible. They got him in, I think what a late round, or was he undrafted? Anyways, he wasn't a big
Late
star or
pickup.
anything. Wasn't a
No,
big name or anything.
not at all.
And for him to keep producing how he is with Cup being back is incredible. And
Yes,
I don't
sir.
know, did you see his catch? The tiptoe catch?
The top 5 catches of the year so far.
Yo, that that catch to me is almost impressive as the Odell catch. That was incredible.
Stop it. Stop it. See
That was
why
incredible.
you gotta take it there, bro.
It really was, man. It really was. Yeah. Double covered, tiptoe, leaning
He got
back.
smacked by Fitzpatrick. Shout out Dolphins. Hey, Fitzpatrick, I know you want to delete that part from your career. Real ones. We ain't gonna ever forget that boy for giving up. Keep going, my bad.
No, I mean it was an incredible catch. It was
It
one of
really
the best
was.
catches all year. It was really
He's I think with him, not over athletic, doesn't wow you with speed, doesn't wow you with acceleration, anything like that, but very physical. Big guy, big
yeah.
receiver, technician, fundamentally sound and just got that dog in him. Also, another thing I heard,
Oh, hey, Stafford's still really good. I can't
oh
believe
no, for sure.
as many injuries and broken
I try to
backs.
tell everyone before the season started, like he's still really good. I mean,
Uh,
he
yeah,
had
he's
injuries, but
he's
that's why he sat out to recover. So I know he's still injured, but at least he's on the field. And when he is, him and McVay still, for me, a top five coach in this league.
You think so? You think he's still hovering around there?
Yeah, yeah, for
I
sure.
think so
I
too.
mean, he's one of the few that revolutionized the game in terms of this new young coach movement. You know what I'm saying? From the Shanahan
Shanahan.
tree.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, one thing that I heard someone say the other day. I'm blanking out on who it was, so I can't give him credit. But they say
That's fucked up.
Stafford. I know, bro.
It's fucked up, Dixon.
Well, hey, he's just gonna be called someone for now.
Fucking A.
Some dude the other day told me, like
Some bastard.
Stafford. Oh my god, this
Some son of
crackhead,
a bitch.
this crackhead on the street was like, I was chopping it up with him talking sports, and he was like, he
Hey,
was
I
making,
hate the
Jesus Christ.
crackheads talking to crackheads about sports is they think because you can't do it because they think you're in a different year. I was talking to this guy one day at one of my accounts, and my man's talking about the Dolphins versus the Broncos. My man says, "How's John Elway doing?" I
Shut
said,
up,
"Oh
bro.
man." I
Shut
said,
up.
"Hey man, that was a long time ago, man." Hey, why would I
You
make that
thought
up?
John Elway was still actively playing?
Yo, why would I make that up? I
Hey, nah, them drugs hit different, fam.
yo, drugs and beer, man. That's what them boys love.
Nah, that's crazy. So,
I'm
anyways,
sorry. Go ahead.
like I was saying, I was chopping it up with this crackhead on the street the other day, talking sports and shit. And he mentioned to me, I never really put it together, but Matthew Stafford, his history is he's gonna highlight one guy. He's gonna take one guy and he's gonna make that guy the guy. He did it with Roy Williams, Detroit. Then he did it with Calvin Johnson, of course. Then with Cooper Cup, and now with Nacua. So I feel like that's also just another adding on thing to like this legendary rookie season as well.
Do you think thinking about Calvin Johnson, I heard his name brought up today with something. And do you think Tyreek's at Calvin's level?
Not yet,
Okay.
because to me, a lot of people don't do this, but I put Calvin Johnson in my top five receivers of all time. I'm not gonna penalize him for not playing longer. I'm gonna
Yeah.
judge the body of work, which is still suitable. We give Barry Sanders the greatest running back pass, and they played the same amount of time.
Yeah, facts.
Any seasons. So to me, Calvin Johnson was literally the perfect receiver.
Yeah.
Like he was all them boys he was just, what do they call him? Decepticon?
Oh, they called him yeah, or yeah.
Some Transformer shit? Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
He was your favorite receiver, but like robot version,
He
cyborg
was
version.
incredible. He was incredible.
Yeah, man. So, um, got a little bit sidetracked.
Yeah, my fault.
Nah, no worries. We're discussing the losers of the game and the Rams. Even though they were up for most of the game, and dude, it's year after year, so I really shouldn't be impressed by this point. But the fact that Mike Tomlin keeps winning games with these fucking bum ass quarterbacks to me is very impressive, highly impressive, extremely impressive. I mean, the Steelers are what, 4-2?
Yeah.
4-2 with a
Yeah.
subpar quarterback, subpar weapons on the offensive end. How are they doing it? How do they always do this? How
I
is this
think
happening?
right now I think it's because my bad. Were you done? Were you done with the question? My bad.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, my fault. I think what it is the defense and TJ Watt they play incredible, and they keep the game close enough.
They never get blown out.
No, they keep the game close enough, and when they need to, when the offense needs to make a play, whether it's those running backs, whether it's Pickens, whether it's Pickett, whether if it's those tight ends, someone does, and that's how they win.
Crazy.
The just what, not last week or the week prior, Pickens with the touchdown to win with seconds left against Oakland. They just figure a way out. And the thing is, you look at their record, um, you think 4-2, and I don't think Pickens that good at all. I think Pickens is good, but I don't see
Pickens
nothing
is
with
good.
Pickett.
Yeah, Pickett is. I told you, you never trust a quarterback with two gloves.
They just slam, they hand the ball off constantly up the middle, up the middle, up the middle,
Two,
and
three
then someone
yards.
makes a play.
Insane. I mean, just great coaching, but they do have a special defensive player in TJ. Um, and I think that's what separates him from the likes
Oh
of
yeah, facts.
Parsons,
Yeah,
uh, the likes of Parsons and even the Bosa brothers is his impact on the game. Like there's certain players that play great but don't really impact the game, don't make winning plays. There's other players to me that makes them even a step above is like they impact the game. Like Von Miller was one of those players, like he impacted the game. He might have not have had the most sacks in the season, but he was a clutch performer. He was a primetime performer. And man, when I see TJ Watt get that pick, I'm like, dude, this guy's just one of them.
he's incredible. You think who do you think's better, him or his brother?
That's the thing, bro. When I first heard of TJ, I'm like, okay, little bro, he's gonna be good, right? He might make one or two Pro Bowls max. To see him turn out, because to me, JJ Watt is underrated. I don't know what happened. I don't know where it
The
went
Texans,
wrong
bro. That's why.
in terms of a media perspective, but JJ Watt for 3 years in a row was the best defensive player in the league. Couldn't tell me
Yeah.
otherwise. Couldn't tell me otherwise. Like this dude was dominating the games like to the point where he was scoring touchdowns.
Remember they were throwing him touchdowns? The
Like
goal line?
he
Yeah.
was scooping score. He was pick six. He might have even got thrown the touchdown, like you were saying. But man, the fact that that's even a question is incredible. Shout out that family tree. And do I think
Exactly.
he's better? I don't think he's better. Not yet.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Even to be compared is like, I mean, this guy was a DPOY for 3 years in a row, like
It's
you said,
mind
and
boggling. How are
there was
two?
nothing.
Because usually when two brothers is like one's definitively greater, but the fact that they're like, whoa, it's getting close is like, wow.
And it's the Texans and the Cardinals. He wasn't on like teams that had a big spotlight on him. You know what I mean?
He was on trash ass teams. Let's just keep it real.
If he was on like New York or
Might have had rings, bro. If he was
maybe
on,
not just more recognition, I think. But I mean
yeah,
he's
true.
well respected. But yeah, I think that's where those games TJ Watt and that defense just wreak havoc. Good field position with the turnovers and crushing it. I mean, it's TJ and Miles Garrett right now. I would say for DPOY.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
Miles
those two.
Garrett leading it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, right now he's got a little bit of an edge
yeah,
because how well that defense is played.
no, for sure. Let's just stay on Miles Garrett. Um, the Colts versus the Browns. The Browns squeaked it out. Both very competitive teams this year. Both really good defenses. What was your takeaways from that game?
That was a weird ass game because Minshew was carving up the defense. That was the best defense in 100 years or some weird shit. I don't know. I
Right,
don't.
right,
There
right.
was always some other weird shit about that, but the best he was carving them up. He had two rushing touchdowns. This man he was moving the ball.
Doing what he
But
wanted.
the weirdest thing is the Deshaun Watson stuff. He
What's
still
going
look
on with that shit,
yo,
bro?
he still looks lost at moments.
He still looks fucking traumatized, fam.
It still looks like he hasn't like caught up to speed with the game almost. And then when he goes out and you see him laying on the floor, you knew it wasn't like it was kind of like, oh shit, again, because he just came back from injury.
Yeah,
And
he had gotten slammed on the ground. He hit his head on the
he
ground.
right. And he came back. They said he was cleared, but they kept PJ Walker in there.
No, yeah, the coach made the decision to not bring him back, Stefanski.
Right. And when PJ Walker's playing, I feel like they play a simpler way, like a simpler offense than what PJ Walker can do rather
Yeah,
than what Deshaun Watson can do.
yeah,
And they were scoring, and that's kind of what happened. The
got the
Colts did get
W.
screwed on a penalty at the end of the game, though.
Yeah, I
That
saw
was that
something
was
about
bad.
that.
That was
Yeah,
bad.
I heard there was a few missed calls and terrible
Yeah,
calls that game,
that was a lot. That game was highly affected by calls.
critical
But
moments.
for those teams that keep going back and forth the whole game though, and who was making those plays with Minshew on one side and JT kind of having like not a resurgence game, but a good game.
Yeah,
Um, it was a weird game, bro, because I thought that game was going to be terrible, to be honest. And it
yeah,
was probably one of the best games of the weekend.
it was a
But
shootout.
I don't know if Deshaun Watson's broken or not. I don't know what's going on because I mean, we even as Dolphin fans, we were. I mean, I know I was for it. He was a top five quarterback that
Hey,
year.
I was ready to fucking sub Tua for him real quick when that came up.
Yeah, I mean, he was playing incredible with the weapons he was playing with, and I think what I really might think it might be is being out of football that two and a
It
half
just
years.
feels weird, man. I mean, some things you can say, hey, this is just a pure physicality thing. This is like a performance thing, like with Russ to a degree. But with this Watson thing, you know that he's in the prime of his career. You know, physically, yeah, he was away from the game, but that should have gave his body time to recover. That should have gave his body time to get right. I know there's nothing like playing NFL football, but a year of rest, should benefit to a certain degree a quarterback. And I'm not talking about a linebacker. You lose a year, you're never getting that back. But a quarterback, maybe. But this just feels like it's a little bit further than that. This just feels like it's a little bit mental off the field. Like it just feels the whole situation has just felt weird. It's sketchy, bad vibes from coming on. What's up over there?
Maybe the pressure's got to him.
That could be it.
The money, the spotlight, the negative spotlight, not positive at all because he's not playing well. At least because when players play well, a lot of that shit goes away. But especially he's not playing well. Maybe it's got to him mentally.
Injury. Yeah, I think it's a
Injury.
mixture
I
of
mean,
a bunch of things. But it's crazy, man. It would be tragic if things just kept going this way because he really was one of the better young talents this game has seen.
what did his coach call him in college? Michael Jordan of football. That's what he said.
Yeah, he was going crazy over there in Clemson.
Yeah.
Another game I wanted to bring up was a trash bowl, Raiders versus Bears. Fucking six string quarterbacks going against each other. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to make this show. This topic right here. If I don't say it, it's never going to be said. This is something everyone knows, but nobody wants to say, nobody wants to speak about, right? Let's talk about my good friend, the most handsome quarterback of all time, Jimmy Garoppolo, right? I'll give him his props there, right? But when he was on the Niners, when he was on the Patriots, there was a big debate on whether he was elite or not. Do you remember all those years?
Of course. Yeah.
There was a huge debate, and I was always on the side that he's not elite. I was always on the side that he's playing for, elite organizations, elite coaching. That he was not in fact elite. But there was a whole nother side of people that were saying yes. There was a whole nother side of people that were saying, look at his quarterback rating, look at his win percentage, which he's top 10 of all time.
Is he
One of
really?
yeah, and
Really? I
like
didn't know that.
higher up, like top 5 area type shit, one of the winningest quarterbacks in NFL history. So a lot of people that were, quarterback win guys and people that hang their hat on that, I haven't heard anybody, I haven't heard any of those guys all year long, and they think that I'm just gonna let it go under the rug. They think I'm just gonna take the broom and sweep it. No, fam, we're not doing that. What has Jimmy G done this year? What has Jimmy G and the Raiders been up to this year?
Thrown
Second
picks and got
7 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. The crazy thing is, I can't even hate the dude's 4-2 this year.
Well, you good?
The dude,
He didn't play last week. Yesterday.
my bad. The dude was 3-3. And now the Raiders are, I think the Raiders, no, he was 4-2, and now the Raiders are 4-3, I believe. Or 3 and
No,
4.
he's got knocked out of 2 games,
He's got
and
knocked out of 2 games. He's thrown mad interceptions. Dude's just
terrible.
been awful. He's been one of the worst quarterbacks all year. I try to tell everyone when he was on the Niners, it was a Shanahan thing. I try to tell people when he was on the Patriots, it was a Belichick thing. Um, and yo, another thing that I want to make a reoccurring segment in this show, or at least in our conversations, is people that Tom Brady made. I think we're going to start to
Okay.
learn that. I think we're going to start to learn a lot about that list as time progresses. We learned about Belichick and his losing record without Brady. We seen Garoppolo and what he does without Brady. He was really great on the Niners, but obviously I think he was positively influenced by Brady. But one name that doesn't ever seem to get mentioned in a negative regard, I don't know why, is Josh McDaniels, right? Good old buddy Josh from Boston. Um, when he was on the Patriots, people said one of the greatest play callers, one of the best offensive minds this game has ever seen, multiple Super Bowl champion. I mean, the dude's got mad rings. He was there for the whole dynasty, right? I never believed the second of it. I believe Belichick, Gronk, Randy, and Tom's greatness for sure. But his greatness, they didn't really ever believe it fully. So that's just something that never gets brought up. He is either as a coach or a coordinator 22-46 when he's not on the Patriots. And that includes a few weird ass, hey, I'm going to join this team for 4 games as a verbal agreement, but I'm actually going to back out and go back to New England. He's done that a few times as well. But I think he's just one of those other people from that list that we're gonna really realize, like, man, Tom Brady really made a lot of guys into all-time greats, but it really was Brady and really wasn't them.
I mean, it's okay. Some guys are coordinators, some guys are head coaches. I mean, he's proven that he's mainly a coordinator, which is
Facts.
just fine. But I
Facts.
didn't I didn't know your stance on Josh McDaniels was that strong.
I mean, I hate everyone from the New England Patriots
Yeah, I
besides
know.
Tom Brady, just because it's like, you know how it is, bro. It got to a point where you can't even hate the guy no more. He literally was so great that he broke through the hate. Like, I don't really remember any other player ever doing that to me. So, um, I mean, everyone else though is smoke for
I hear you.
hey, it's
I hear
smoke
you.
for life, fam. Trust me. But yeah, man, that's all the NFL talk I wanted to get into today. Really spicy week, honestly. Really spicy week. That script is getting spicy.
Yeah.
The season script is getting spicy. So start to see what climactic points come up. Um, let's just take a quick little break and then we'll come back to discuss some hoops.
All right, man. Oh wait, I got one more question.
Yes, sir.
Do you think Baltimore is up there with Philly and the Niners?
Nah, I'm
No.
not as high on Baltimore or Eagles. I see a lot of red flags in those teams, so I'm not as high on them. I still think the top tier is, 49ers and Chiefs. And I
Hey,
think
you know what we should do next week because it will be week 8. Um, let's do our top 5 power rankings.
mm, first time all year.
Yeah, we'll do it now and then we'll do it at the end of the year.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
Um, yeah, man. So we'll take a little break and then discuss some hoops. Talk about
All right,
what's
man.
going on in the NBA world.
All right.
Grrr.
Do you remember what I texted you and you said something, something, and I said, all right, we'll talk about it later. That's now, right now.
Nah, I think Maria brother's coming into town, so
Okay,
probably
all
do
right,
something with him. But
all
maybe if
right,
anything like Thanksgiving or some shit.
all right.
You gonna be there for Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be here. Yeah.
We're back. We're back. We're back. Thanks for sticking around. To this portion. Let's talk a little bit of NBA. Let's talk a little about the National Basketball Association. Really starting to heat up. Really starting to heat up. Let's talk about the alien, the fucking Slender Man, unicorn, Bigfoot, robot. This guy Victor Wembanyama, dude. Like Tyler, no, please, please, bro. This is like it's making my brain hurt watching this guy. Like it's something I've never seen. It's just different. It's different. It's something else, bro. It's hard to put it into words what this guy is. What seeing him do it, but what do you think, man?
He's his effectiveness right off of the first game.
Off rip. You see,
Yeah.
that's the thing. It was the impact on the fucking game. I felt when he was on the floor, he gave his team an advantage over the other team. I don't care what the other team was.
Offensively, it looks crazy, right? He can shoot. He can do, he's just, to me, it looks like he's just, I don't know, like the word from it, because I was watching, and I didn't watch all of his French stuff. I didn't watch all of that, but I saw the highlights, and I saw, especially like when like draft was coming around more, he
Yeah.
just looks like he's like enhanced in a way. Like he's got NBA training now, and he looks even better than what we expected. But the biggest thing what I'm impressed with the most is his defensive impact. The way
Dude.
he the way he blocks, but then also the way that this guy's got to think about, making this 15-foot floater
Bro,
because he can
we've
catch it.
seen Klay Thompson get his shot blocked. I've never seen that. I
Yes,
really have
perfect
barely
example.
ever seen that in my life. And this guy did it in a preseason game and then clamped up Andrew Wiggins, which is a really good one-on-one scorer. Like, what the fuck is going on, bro?
He's making those 6'8", 6'9" guys look small as hell.
This
It's
guy,
crazy.
bro, I saw this guy single-handedly go against the dynasty, the big three, Steph, Clay, and Dre, and make it competitive. Like he was leading his team, them three were leaders, and it was a battle. What?
From a team
What?
standpoint, I don't know how far, what the Spurs do, but from him standpoint, he's gonna be all over. All over.
I'm telling you right now, the Spurs are battling to get in the playoffs. They're gonna be battling for that A seed.
I mean, I'm getting league pass tomorrow. Tomorrow's, day one, and I can't
Wow.
wait.
Bro, they're gonna be fighting for the play in, all that stuff. But this guy Vic, man, this ladies and gentlemen, like
One thing that I'm concerned, not concerned, but I'm curious to see what they do is how what is his is he gonna have like a minutes restriction because the team's not that great. They have a couple young pieces, but the team's not that great, and I think
I
they
mean,
know it.
Pop's always been great with reserving his guys and paying a lot of attention to that. So I'm sure he will be for
Like,
sure.
like 30, 35 minutes a game,
Yeah, a couple games
something like
off,
that.
you know what I'm saying? But man, yeah, I think this guy Tyler is really like
Let me ask you, what's the matchup you're looking forward the most with him in it?
LeBron.
LeBron?
Yeah. What
Wemby
you about to
versus
say?
Braun?
Goat versus goat. I mean, dude, Tyler, like this guy, like, bro,
This man even hasn't been on the court yet. You're already
Tyler, bro, I'm
crowning
trying
him.
to tell y'all, I'm really trying to tell y'all, this guy is beyond anyone who's ever played this game. Like, this guy is just from a talent and just from a physicality point, he's beyond any all-time great you could name. Just from those two things. They fucking did a nutmeg, bro. Like, I don't think y'all understand. I really don't think people understand, bro. Trey Young is one of the better ball handlers of this generation. He does nutmegs, and it's only him. No one else does it. And this guy's doing it in a preseason.
That nutmeg, what I think is so impressive is that he was causing that fast break with that. The 7'4" guy was
It was
starting
an
the fast
effective
break.
nutmeg. It wasn't even flashy. Like, no, it worked. Oh, I really, bro.
One
I
thing I
mean,
heard about him is that before he had like his big growth spurt, he played guard growing up. So he had a lot of the guard,
oh, of course,
you
you
know,
can
he
tell.
played a lot of guard, but as he kept getting bigger, his coach that was coaching him, and I'm probably still coaching him because those guys stick together, those coaches over there,
Right.
made him keep practicing those guard drills, even though he got bigger and bigger and bigger
Yeah,
and
you can
kept getting
definitely say
bigger.
that. And it just looks like he's just fucking toying with the NBA. Like, dog, I'm telling you, bro, this is weird, man. This is beyond fucking fathomable, bro.
I also like that he'll talk shit back.
That's the part.
I love
He's
that.
like a dog. I didn't
I love
expect
that.
that. I did not expect that, but I see that. I'm like, oh wow. I'm excited for the guy. Excited to see what he does. Let's keep it on preseason. A little bit of other preseason action I wanted to get into. Jordan Poole. Hey, officially, this podcast is a Jordan Poole fan. I'm
Yeah, do
sorry.
you have a fascination with him? Like, is that like one of your guys that's on your
It
guy list?
it's actually like you're seeing it happen in real time.
Okay.
Like you're seeing me falling in love with him as it's happening. Like I'm not there yet, but I'm in the stage like, you know, it sounds
I get
weird.
it.
It sounds
Okay.
weird, so I don't want to get too much into that. But officially we'll be providing Pool updates, and he just had two games that are just gonna be symbolic of the year he's gonna have. The first game explodes for over a 40 piece, was going crazy. I mean, step back threes the whole nine. The very next game goes 1 for 15.
Preseason. It's preseason. It's preseason.
So that's just gonna be an example of what he's gonna do all year. He's gonna sell a lot. He's gonna miss a lot of wide open teammates, but he's gonna score a bunch. And like I said, hopefully I get him to an all-star team. And get him in some boxing classes so he'll be able to strike back on Draymond one day.
What's gonna be his stat line this year? I'm thinking like 28,
Oh,
5 and
you think he'll be
3.
up at 28?
Bro, him and Kuzma are gonna shoot the shit out of the ball.
They ain't gonna give a fuck who's on that team.
They're
I already
shooting the
seen
shit
it in
out of the
preseason.
ball.
Dude was wide open. Poole did a fucking sidestep with two defenders and made it. The other guy was like, "Dog, what the fuck?"
No, they're gonna shoot the shit out of the ball. Kuzma's a better all around player, but
Yes,
obviously JP's more of
score.
I'm gonna score the shit out of the ball. I think he's gonna be one of the like let's say top 10 scoring leaders because
Top 10 for sure.
he's just gonna have
The green light.
yeah, it's just gonna be it is what it is. He could score the ball, but like you said, he has those games 1 for 15
And terrible defense. I
and
mean,
just
he's
like
literally defines the generation. Like he defines the generation and no shots at all, but like it's just that one generation that became soft as fuck and just cared about scoring and finesse. No defense, no tangibles. Like that's him. I'm sorry.
I mean, back when I actually played basketball weekly, he's like the kind of person I would hate to play with. And sometimes
Yes.
you could see the shoulder drops on some of those teammates already.
You know what type of player, man. If y'all
Yeah.
played hoops, y'all know what type of player Poole is. He's that one guy who's super talented, but he sells. A fucking terrible teammate. I'm sorry, but I'm rooting for the guy.
So you said
Stat
all
line.
star, if I'm not mistaken. You said
Yeah, I'll
all
say
star.
all star. I think he could be all star. Stat line. Let's give him 26 and 6.
All right.
Definitely gonna have a few clunker games. Definitely gonna be one of the league leaders in turnovers, but It's time to shine, man. It's time to, make your own pool, make your own party, make your own legacy. But that's it for now, man. Like I said, it's still preseason, not much going on. You got anything else you wanted to add?
I wanted to ask you, what's going to happen with the Harden situation? You don't have to go get too deep. What's going to happen? What's your prediction?
I think he stays in place. I don't think he has the leverage or the pull that he once had.
Is he going to pull what he did in Houston, that lackluster 17
Bro,
points?
between all this bullshit and his fucking absence in the playoffs, like I lost a lot of respect for him. I think a lot of fans did. All time great talent and weapon, but can't respect this shit he does, man.
So you think he hangs around?
Yeah, I think he hangs around for a while until something happens, but I think he will be playing in games for the Sixers this year. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I really, as much as I want to say like I think he'll be traded, I think more he'll hold on to the player
Yeah.
until he finds the right deal. Really, like I don't see him not necessarily losing, but not really taking a big hit when he takes the trade. Like he's going to get something back, and we've seen him just sit on players.
Nah, for sure. We've seen him do that.
I think something more likely will
Especially
be
he got
like,
called out by name. It's like, okay.
yeah, getting called out. That's dirty. But I think you're right. I think he does play, and I think he tries to maybe like up his value, like just tries to ball out and be traded by the deadline.
Ball for a little bit, yeah. That
But
makes sense.
that's gonna do something to Embiid too. Like I don't know. Does Embiid should Embiid move on? Like
Hell yeah, he should, bro.
Phillies.
They're
I don't
doomed.
know. I heard an interview with Doc Rivers, um, and he was just kind of saying like the thing that's messed up is like the culture of that place. It's
Yeah.
just they came from like a losing culture, and it's still kind of in there a little bit. That's what
From
he
the
was in kind
AI
of
days and shit.
insinuating. Not just that Sam Hinkie, like he just tanked for all those years.
That tanking shit really fucked them up.
Yeah,
Bad karma. I mean, they didn't play the game the right way by doing all that.
maybe.
Oh
But yeah,
man.
I think that's what happens. Maybe he just tries to ball out and hopefully gets traded. But I don't know. It's just
Hopefully he don't show up with the beer belly this time.
yeah, that the with the fat suit on. That was weird.
Guys, this guy's weird, bro. One of one. One of one. But yeah, man, that's it. Another week, another episode done. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Tyler, for being here once again.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sirski. All right, bro. Have a good night, and I'll catch you next time.
All right, man. I'll holler at you, bro.
Deuces.